And what I kind of catch here, Sag, is that if someone was using their family to make money, this can also talk about having a twisted sort of, a twisted, how, it's like a twisted money, family, house situation. You know, where half and half reciprocity was supposed to be done, and another person was like squatting, and they weren't going to move. So it turns out to be just like a handout, like for free. They could have showed up and they said, oh yes, absolutely, I swear I'm going to take action, right? But they don't know how to take action. And so they didn't, you know. This Knight of Swords here, it does have a youthful energy where this person is sort of flying in, and the way that they're saying certain things stresses you out. If the truth of what they say only reinforces the fact that you've made a difficult choice and a difficult decision, then the one that you chose was to stand your ground, hold your position financially, look for different and other ways on how to handle finances, look for different and other ways how to replace their role or the leadership involved. And the whole thing fell apart. I can see that. The stress of all of this made someone very upset. You could have thought of it as, oh, they're just being dramatic. But I think the reaction from the people around them, it's almost as if there were several different people that were trying to explain that's a bad choice, that's a bad choice, that's a bad choice. I do also kind of hear that, you know, because of not reaching out for a balanced reciprocity here, someone could have been very, very burned out. Very burned out. And I see that burned out state getting the better of this person. The Scorpio, though, has been trying to pull you down to a different road. Take this road, go down this road, try this road. You have to, you know, they may also be asking for like not repeating what the father has done. Don't make the same choices as what the father has done. And there may have been an ugly choice that was here that cost a lot with the Five of Pentacles in the upright. The person that's looking at you feels very much so that you've gone in a wrong direction around all of this. I do also get that, you know, you're looking at it like, quit spying on people. Don't let the rumors get to you. You know, it's almost like you're trying to brush people off of the scent. Like, if people ask a question about this other person or this other thing, just kind of brush it off like it's not important, you know. And it does show that you feel as if, okay, if you're carrying a certain responsibility and it's something that you have to do, whatever that is, the expectation here was for everyone else to kind of rally around you. You know, it's sort of like standing here and saying, I'm the one that is doing this thing. I'm the one that has to move this thing forward. So I don't understand why everyone else is sort of in these dark thoughts, in these dark places, in these dark emotions. You know, if I'm the one that has to stand up and be the king here, then whoever you're looking at where reciprocity wasn't given, it's like not thinking about their standing in the world, only thinking about what it is that you need to get done. I do see that some of you are using beverages of choice, perhaps. You know, being stuck between a rock and a hard place, and it's a catch-22 either way. You made the choice that you made, and it wasn't the emotional choice. You know, it wasn't the emotional choice. And so it kind of sets you up in the cards here to be a villain. So there is this half-hearted attempt here at trying to explain your side of things, trying to explain the reasons, all the reasons why, and the other person's just not hearing it. You want the situation to work the way that it's supposed to. Yes. You may also even be doing that whole Aquarius thing, being very cold. Well, it didn't work, so let's just go ahead and move on. But the other people involved here, they do have emotions about this. They do. You're looking at the work ahead of you and trying to remove a trap, trying to correct a lie. You want to, you want to explain the reality of what it was like for you, and the other people around you, they're not hearing it. So it's sort of like, I do see someone saying, well, I'll go over there and try to talk with them, and the other person doesn't want to talk to you. I'll go over there and try to explain the situation, and they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. But I definitely see someone getting lost in like drinking or, I don't know, recreational things. But they're not wanting to see. I do also kind of catch that you may reach your hand out and try to invite someone over, and they don't want to come. They don't want to see. If there's been like a breakup because of the choice that you made here, it is affecting like a Cancer. I want to say it's like a Cancer. You may have made up your mind that certain things are best if you just keep your eye on the ball. But it has sort of, I don't know, it's sort of like leaving the relational things out of it and the damage that it's done. I do also kind of catch here that a close relationship to you here, it's almost like this person is saying, don't you know what you did to me because of this? Don't you know the position that you put me in because of this? Yes, I was happy that we met. And yes, I was happy, but I didn't know that you took it this far. If there is a Cancer at play, this person is confused as to why you can't let something go and just kind of move on. Or why you haven't worked the angle to try to let something go and move on. But whoever you're dealing with here, it's a complete shutdown, It's a complete shutdown. The Cancer is sort of saying, you have time to lay your burdens down and go over here and try to make this all make sense. You know what I mean? I trust you. I know that you're going to do okay. You don't have to go do every little thing. You don't have to jump up. But the Sagittarius I see, the truth is Sag doesn't want to be pushed into a new beginning. That's not what they want. I can see that really clearly. I have this soulmate, soul contract person here at the center of this. A water sign who is looking at commitment and how a party here doesn't have, I don't know, something's broken. Could be a Gemini here, where a Gemini is looking at how something ended and they're looking at how broken it is. It carries with it abandonment, but throwing something in the trash because they were overly emotional. And then I have a Scorpio stepping up and just calling it and saying, that's it. That's it. A Cancer is quite possibly saying, you know, why didn't you do the full job? Why did you drop this thing? Why did you let your emotions get the better of you around this? Make an amends, start things clean again. This Cancer could also be asking you for like a stronger commitment. Like, why don't you want to come together? If you're telling me that you're afraid you're going to get cheated on or that you're going to get swindled in some way, why is that something that you can't rise up over? You know, why is it that you're wanting to kind of carry that in your heart? Do something about it. Make, you know, there are ways, there are angles, there's hospitals, there's therapists, there's all sorts of stuff. Why can't you learn to take a mentor, to, you know, go, why is it that you're making this so much more difficult than it needs to be? And then it affects this whole group like this. Why is there such a charged no? I don't think the Sag wants to be questioned here. And honestly, there's still emotions. And I hate to say it, but the Sag, like if there's been a Scorpio that's like, okay, I'm done, you know, I'm done. I can't work with a group like this. Like if everybody knew this was going on and nobody was saying anything and nobody was doing anything about it, nobody was trying anything, and it makes me culpable as well, you know? The actions that everybody here has done has now affected my life personally and leaves me with no choice. I'm not the one that chose to do something twisted here. It's kind of like you pulled me in and I got rolled into your choice like that. And there's now a whole group I'm finding out that was okay with this kind of business. It's kind of strange because Sag is not worried. They're worried about what I think. They're worried about what this Gemini over here is going to do. The Gemini is sort of pushing here to sort of say, well, figure out how to correct this, make this thing right. But looking at the person who got harmed, like if a Scorpio is looking at this and saying, I can't be a part of this. Whatever you keep up with like this, I can't be a part of this. I don't see Sag being worried about that person, the Scorpio. No. I see like it's sort of like, well, you know what? If that person wants to be angry at me and whatever, they're probably better off and it's cool. See you later. Goodbye. It's not that person. Sag is worried about a Gemini over here. And the Gemini, again, is also part of the camp that says, why don't you just go over there and fix it? Why don't you just go over there and straighten it out? If this is a misunderstanding, just have the conversation, have it out, you know, let all the emotions get out, whatever, and then just be done with it. Why sit here and let the anger and the bitterness and all of that stuff kind of just pile up? But I definitely see Sag in the energy saying, that's not what I want to do. That's not what I want to do. So I'm not going to do it. It's a very stubborn energy. Person that's stuck in the past. I have someone who's choosing to be unsocial. A soulmate only. And that's what I'm saying. They only care about this Gemini person. And they're losing themselves for whatever happened. Someone is I'll say that. Yeah, because I get like a couple. And Sag breaking up a couple. And the closest person to Sag goes, where did this whole thing go wrong? But I don't see Sag having a feeling about it. Like, you know what, maybe that person wasn't the right one for you anyway. And then just brushing it off like that. Someone who is burned out. I don't understand how that card fits because it's sort of like someone who does talk. And it could be just spinning circles as they talk. Telling others a lot of different excuses. Well, that person is distant from us right now. They're just burned out. Or saying something like, well, I wasn't as attached to this other person as it seemed. Or maybe they didn't love you enough. It's talking about someone who's no longer around, but the way that Sag is talking about them is being very flippant, like it's not really a big thing. Oh, they went over there for a while and, whatever. They felt like they needed a break and, they needed some space and all of this stuff because they were burnt out. However, the further the time is between the two of you, you're both looking at different things. See this ambivalent card and making excuses about the ambivalence, the distance between you and this other person. And on the one side, it's trying to let go of how emotionally needy someone is. Because it feels like you're in between two people. Someone is saying, hey, this person has emotions. Look at their emotions. And Sag is just like, yeah, my life is demanding. I don't have time for that. I'm going to head this way. And even though it's quiet and I'm alone and I'm drinking by myself or whatever this is, the truth is I'd rather not have all that. It's giving Sag time to think, but it's not in the best way. It's making Sagittarius more angry the more time they sit alone like this. It's making them more angry because there's too much quiet. They may also see that with a lot of these excuses here of working all the time and, in their head, it's too much thinking, but it's also observing other people and making comparisons with them. I swear to God, I think Sag is kind of lying in their head about what's really going on. Because it's very obvious there are people with emotions, with relationship type subjects or topics, and Sag they don't want to hear it. They don't want, Show me what's going on with Sagittarius, please. It's really weird. Look, I have divorce, bank failure, I don't know how that card fits, but this one came out knowing they effed up. Everything's falling apart. Someone, okay, so I have a private relationship. Someone who doesn't do drugs or doesn't have that issue. There's emotional intelligence that's at the core of this, and running away. Bad choices is in the reverse, and getting played, manipulation, lies, and control. I don't know how these fit. I'd have to stare at it. Not keeping a secret, and someone that's not toxic. I hate nothing about you, envy in the reverse, a recording and things falling. See, that's what I mean. Like if somebody's in denial about something and it's created a lot of hectic. Someone is just tired of the drama. They're tired of things falling apart, burning evidence. But I swear to God, there's a couple right here, Sag. There's a couple. And these two people are trying to hash it out with one another. And they're trying to accept the reality of what is obvious here. I don't even know, because to me it feels a lot like if Sag has made up their mind about something and they're very firm about it, it's affected people, like more than one. What happened to that deck? Ooh, dizzy spell. That was weird. All right, I can't see it. I don't know where it went, so I'm going to use this deck. This one's the crazy one. Give me some cards for Sag, please. This says, I know what I'm doing. I play dumb to keep you confused. See, that's what I mean. I feel empty inside, and I feel empty and hollow inside. I can't open up right now. This one says, I am seeing someone, but I am not ready for you to know about them yet. I cannot be vulnerable with you. I rather hide in the darkness before I let you see inside me. Right there. I have karmic debts that need to be paid before I can come back to you. This one says, I don't want to be contacted right now. I wish to be left alone. I am keeping secrets from you, and I hope you don't find out. I am going through a roller coaster of emotions, but I won't admit it. And then I feel unworthy of having love in my life. I feel miserable and lost. Okay. Well, good luck with that, Sagittarius. I wish you the best, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.